sort of a one-off shout out to Imaginary Authors for providing some excellent customer support. And this isn't really a crafty video, so if you're not your thing, feel free to skip. But Imaginary Authors makes fragrances that are, I believe, designed to be unisex. Depending on what you pick, obviously, it varies a lot. But I've been a fan of them for several years. This one I looks like I didn't use at all, but it's mostly that the fragrance is really potent, so you don't need it too much. This is Memoirs of a Trespasser, which is sort of a vanilla scent. They always do a nice job, like telling you what the actual fragrance is supposed to smell like on the back of the bottle. And what I noticed is this one is actually older, but as you can see, this one has lost a lot of its volume, and that happened over the last year. So I'd reached out to their customer service folks to basically say, do you know why this would be? Because I have a bunch of these and they're next to each other, and if I could not have them evaporate, that would be super. And what they told me was that sort of the era that I had purchased might have had something faulty with the aspirator. Is that the word I want? The dispenser part at the top, this thing that maybe this seal had worn down over time. Anyway, so they had actually sent me replacements, which was surprising to me because I've had it for about 3 years. So I thought I would unbox it. And let me see. I have a packaging slip. See if there's anything on it. Nothing specific. Looks like they sent me a replacement for this one, and then one of their new smaller travel sizes of one of their other things. So let's see what we have. And they have really cool packaging. I guess I should say the idea of the Imaginary Authors brand. Let me see if there's oh and they is that basically the fragrances are inspired by imaginary authors who wrote imaginary books. So you always get sort of bookmarks with them, which is kind of cool. And you can use those to spray the fragrance on here if you forget what things smell like. I find that like their fragrances are sort of memorable enough where I don't have to. I guess I would say if I have to give them a vibe, it's most of these are probably something you've smelled before, but with a little bit of a twist and sort of built in a much more high end sort of way. They use higher end ingredients. I do like their packaging. I always like it when it feels like a gift, but we'll see. I actually haven't this is their smaller size, which I've never seen. They've always had this really cool book-like packaging. I don't know if you're a box person, but if you like them, and you know that I love craft, so this is pretty neat. There's a magnetic closure here, and then of course we have packaging to prevent this from having issues. But I believe these are 14 milliliter. Um, on these, you don't get the notes, so then having the bookmark would be handy, but it's got sort of the same size aspirator, and then, I feel like these would be really nice for travel because you could pack these quite nicely. I don't think historically on the bigger sizes, there's like a hidden sample. I really like this closure. Not that I'm that kind of person, but I just thought it was nice that they sort of offered any kind of replacement because they've had these probably 3 or 4 years at this point. And then this is the full size packaging. Obviously they look very similar. And yeah, they used to hide the samples kind of like in the spine here, but I had heard that people had sort of thrown them out accidentally and then been unhappy about that. So this is Every Storm a Serenade. You can see color-wise how the ones in my bottle have just concentrated. So basically what happened is a lot of the sort of alcohol has evaporated, but it's just sort of left the perfume oil. So this one basically smells like just the dry down now. Anyway, it was super nice of them because these are, I'll say, relatively. Let's see how. I've always wondered how to get this out, but I think we can use our craft things because I have a pokey tool that I think I can just get in here or not. Oh, this isn't this button. Let's see. Here we go. Ah, here we are. And this is. Oh, this is their new one. This is the waffle cone smelling one. And they do sell, I think, like a whole set of these minis if you want to actually try the line because they're fairly pricey. Um, but let's try what I didn't actually put any fragrance on, so let's prime this guy a little. Hmm. It does actually smell like a waffle cone. Just smelling it a little. Yeah, I mean, I have to say it smells like a waffle cone, so I'm kind of surprised at how it smells like you get some florals and some other things under it. That's really nice. That's kind of light. It's like it feels very fall or winter because of sort of the sweet vibe of it, but I don't know. It's a lot more subtle than something like Camp Heartache, which is a very piney. Well, it probably tells you on here, but this has a lot of like sort of pine vibe. It's got a lot of it's very pine based. So I mean, if you like feeling it's pine and woodsy basically. So if you like feeling woodsy, it's nice. It's really nice for the fall and winter and holiday and all that stuff. Every Storm of Serenade is also it's sort of a oak moss based fragrance. So if you remember those from the 90s or sort of the better things they were based on, it's got that kind of vibe. Every Storm of Serenade is really nice because it's very wearable compared to um, a lot of the more nichey fragrances where, you don't know if you necessarily go outside. This waffle cone one I'm really liking. I might have to pick that up at some point. The long story is I collected fragrances for a while and then kind of have been a no buy for several years just because I have more than I need. So anyway, this is a strange one-off, but I want to say thank you to Imaginary Authors. You guys definitely knocked the ball out of the park when it came to customer service, and I couldn't be more happy. So if it's something you guys have interest in, or if you want to just have me do sort of a walkthrough of all their stuff I've collected, throw a comment below. I didn't do that for this video just so that it's not 19 minutes long, but I do own quite a few of them, and if you want my opinions one way or the other, let me know.